here we are again, Jennifer Winiarski, Coldwell Banker Professionals.
Yeah, and Gabriela, Global Blah.
Her.
Yeah.
Check the link below.
Yep.
So here we are back again today, Jennifer Winiarski with Coldwell Banker Professionals.
And Gabriela Gardner with Coldwell Banker Professionals.
So if you checked out our video from last time, we talked about the importance of buyers being pre-approved.
Yeah, and if you didn't watch that, that's in our description box below, and you can click on the link down there. But yeah, now that we've talked about why buyers should be approved, we have a question for you. Any for sale by owners out there? Are you checking to make sure whoever is interested in buying your home is pre-approved before showing them your house?
Very important. So us as professional realtors are working with our clients that are pre-approved. They're able and willing to buy a home. They've been through that process with the lender to get that qualification. Other than that, we wouldn't be wasting our time to show them a home that they can't purchase. That's not just wasting their time, our time, or our sellers' times. So it is important. But if for sale by owner is very important, we're seeing a lot of for sale by owners, so that's why we decided to bring this up in discussion. So a for sale by owner puts a sign in their front yard, puts it on Zillow with some pictures and says, hey, I'm for sale, call me. So what happens next?
You've got a couple different people who are gonna look at it and start asking some questions and showing some interest. But with those people, there's a couple different types of people you'll run into. You'll run into the savvy investor who is trying to get the best deal possible, and gonna try and cheap you out as much as they possibly can. You might have a pre-approved buyer from a real estate agent, but that real estate agent is going to do their job for their buyer and do what they can to represent their buyer and get what's best for their buyer. Mm-hmm. And then you've got those people who are just window shopping. They just are looking to look. They're not serious about buying. And all three of those people aren't going to really do any justice to you or to your home.
Right. I mean, the real estate agent that's bringing in that pre-approved buyer with that pre-approval letter is doing a justice for their clients. Mm-hmm. But we represent that buyer. We wouldn't be representing you. So we ask the for sale by owner, who's your representation?
Yeah, you need someone in your corner, someone fighting for you.
And not just your friend that lives next door that had a real estate license 5 years ago, or the cousin of the cousin of the grandfather of the aunt. You follow me?
Yes, yeah.
Because everybody knows a realtor. But that's not their job, is to protect you. Yeah. You know, they don't have a contract with you. They don't have that due diligence or fiduciary duty to you at all.
Yeah. They're not worried about you. They'll just do whatever they can to help you without getting paid.
Yeah. And I totally get it. Like in this market, because the seller wants to make as much money as they can. They see the home values are up. Let's cash in on it. Mm-hmm. And in some instances, they need to get every dime that they can out of their home. I totally respect that. And I get their thinking behind why they want to do that themselves. And then need to really think that through. So today we want to kind of talk about some different things with the for sale by owner that you should take into consideration that help to make yourself safer, because it's not just about the realtor, but the risk that you put yourself at in harm's way, not only just legally, but just to kind of protect yourself with people coming into your home.
Yeah. You want people who aren't going to waste your time. You want people who are actually interested in buying your home. Not someone who is looking to maybe, skimp out on paying what you actually deserve for your house, or even someone who just wants to wander around your house and check out and see if you got some good stuff to steal.
Yes.
We don't want that either.
So, and that's a very important tip. You want to make sure that all of your valuables are completely put away, out of sight. Start packing some things up and getting things either put into a safe or boxes, taped, completely out. Like you're talking medicines and guns, jewelry, any money, make sure too that safe is on and eyes way there, because you may be just opening the door and letting these buyers go through and look at, the stuff. Go ahead, help yourself through, take a look, us as realtors are with our clients. We've already pre-screened these clients.
Yeah.
We know them. I know myself, if I ever had a buyer that kind of called me up and was like, hey, I want to look at this house. They send me their pre-approval, but you still check that person out.
Yes.
Because if sometimes you get an uneasy feeling, there's been realtors that have been killed in this industry. So we take a precaution of protecting ourselves, but it's not just protecting ourselves, but it's everybody else involved. I mean, the other people that could be in that home. And so there's just some different things that you got to take into consideration here.
Yes, yeah. There's safety, which is super important. You even have paperwork that you also have to figure out and make sure is all in order. And you can't just hope that the title company is going to help you out or the lender is going to help you out. You have to make sure that you have everything in line so that if you do have a buyer who is actually serious, that everything can run smoothly. That's our job. Our job is it's helping with the risk factor. It's helping with the paperwork. It's making sure that everything is ready for a buyer to just come in, say, yes, this is the one, no, this isn't the one, and then go from there.
Yeah, absolutely. And there's so much involved with it. It's not just putting a sign in your front yard, putting some pictures in the MLSs. People would say, oh, a realtor just sticks a sign in the yard and they put the pictures in the MLS and they just say, hey, got a house for sale over there, who wants to see it? And there's so much more involved with that. The screening these people, setting up showings with other agents and making sure that other agents that are bringing the buyers have pre-approved, clients, representing you as being, the agent for the seller. We're making sure that those sellers' disclosures are done and right and explaining to our sellers why you need to make sure that you disclose things. Providing that lead-based paint disclosure and the lead-based paint pamphlet hazardous disclosure, and getting an offer, getting everything together that needs to be done, making sure that we're protecting you as far as occupancy in that purchase agreement, getting stuff updated with the title company, making sure that you don't have any liens or anything that's clouding your title, holding anything up. And people don't understand that, I've talked to a lot of for sale by owners and you'll ask them, so who do you have your preliminary title work through? I'm not doing that. I'm not paying for an agent. I'm not asking that. So you may think that you're selling it by yourself. Oh, I'll offer 2% commission to, the agent that brings in the buyer. But then a lot of people then expect that buyer's agent to do that work for you. Again, remember that agent represents that buyer. They're in the best interest for the buyer, not for you. So if I'm representing the buyer and you have your house listed for sale by owner, Gabby, and I'm bringing that buyer through and you have your house listed at $210,000, do you think I'm going to convince my buyer to give you that asking price? No. I'm going to negotiate as much as I can for my buyer, because chances are that house is not listed properly anyways, because if it wasn't done by a real estate professional or someone that assisted you with that was licensed realtor, I'm negotiating for my client.
Right. Yeah, and your listing price really will impact who even looks at your house. If you have it too high, then you're not going to have a ton of interest or really anyone coming to look at it, whether a licensed realtor or not.
There's no advertisement.
No. But then if you have it too low, then you're selling it for nothing, and you might as well have just gone with a real estate agent because we probably could have gotten you full price.
Exactly. So a for sale by owner that has their home listed by themselves, statistics show that only
11% of for sale by owners actually end up selling their homes by themselves. And most of that 11% is people who already had a buyer up front. They didn't need to list it anywhere. They already had the buyer in their back pocket. And then of that 11%, most for sale by owners lose out on 20% of what they could have actually earned with a real estate agent, because they sold it on their own. And just like we've been saying, a real estate agent that comes to you with a buyer is going to work in the best interest of their buyer. They're not working for you. And that's where kind of you miss out on that 20% on what you could have actually earned.
for the market value.
Yeah.
So they're getting under market value for their homes.
Yeah.
And they're really not saving anything.
No.
By having a real estate professional come in.
No. Not really. You're actually missing out on some money by not going with a real estate agent.
Absolutely. And then, when we talked about this last week with our importance of pre-approved buyers, we're looking at that because we want to see what amount are they qualified for.
Right.
And again, we talked about their financing types. That we'll touch back again on that in one of our next videos of their home. What are they qualified for? FHA, rural development, VA, conventional. Are they a cash buyer? So your home also has to come into play with that.
Yeah, with what type of loan they have. Maybe you have a realtor bring you a buyer that's FHA and you're not even sure what that means.
Most people don't know what RD is.
Yeah.
And we have a lot of RD, loans going up.
Yeah.
A lot of our first-time home buyers, and we're starting to see, our younger crowd and stuff is getting out there and they're buying homes.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
And so there's a lot of education that goes into this. There's a lot of there's a whole lot, and I just don't suggest anybody to try to sell their home on their own unless you are a real estate professional.
Yeah.
So, and I'm not at all by any means cutting down a for sale by owner. Again, I totally get it. I respect that. You're trying to save money.
Right.
So that's typically the reason why they're doing that.
Yeah.
And let a real estate professional work for you.
Yeah.
Work with you and get your home sold for the highest price possible.
Yeah, the highest price and the fastest that it can be sold.
And typically we're getting offers within, the first week on a home.
Yeah.
Selling for asking or over asking price. And I'm seeing a lot of for sale by owners sitting on Zillow. I talked to one today that's been on the market for 27 days. So you ask them, how is everything going with the house? You've been having a lot of showings? Nothing. Nope, nothing. So they just, I don't know if they think that that's the way that it is across the board, but it's not. And you look at their homes and they're beautiful.
Right.
There's no reason for that home to be sitting there.
Yeah.
So
it's just the fact that as a for sale by owner, it's a lot harder to market your property on your own, and you don't have the same amount of resources as a real estate agent might.
And because a realtor is not, when I'm searching for homes for my buyers, I am going into my MLS.
Right.
Because that is the most accurate information. That is what is out there with other professional realtors that I'm going to be working with and dealing with. Right. I'm not going to Zillow looking for homes for my clients. I'm on Zillow because I'm trying to get a house to list from a for sale by owner, and then possibly showing it to my client if it fits their needs. I don't know. I haven't seen the home yet, and again, I don't know as far as price wise what how accurate you are if you're pricing it yourself. You ain't got the tools that we have.
Yeah. Our tools and our resources are a huge part of why you should hire a real estate agent to help you sell your home.
Yes, and we do not use estimate.
No, we don't. We have our own process of analyzing your home, very similar to how an appraiser would actually price your home for value.
Right.
Which is super important because you need whatever your buyer is going to look at that house and say, oh yeah, I'll pay that much. It's in the buyer's best interest and also yours to make sure that it will actually appraise for however much that you're dealing with. Because if not, the buyer might back out or might negotiate for even lower terms.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then dealing with a for sale by owner. Do you know anything about the home inspections? Again, protecting yourself in a purchase agreement for occupancy, any contingencies. The list goes on. Yeah. And I would just have to say, if you're a for sale by owner, if you know of anybody that's looking to sell their house and wants to do it themselves, call us and let's see what we can assist you with. It's not that, if I have something and you absolutely have to sell your house by yourself, I'll give you some of these safety tools and tips that you should use to protect yourself.
Right.
But call us. Let's see how we can kind of work together and get your house sold for you.
Yes, yeah. We're always willing to help. That's why we call. We call to make sure that you have everything you need, and if there's something that you do need, we hope that we can help you with it.
Yes.
We're not necessarily always trying to list your house. Yes, it would be nice, but
Yes.
really we just want to make sure that you have everything you need to succeed. And our advice is typically that you list with a real estate agent to do that. But
We're in the service industry. We service people.
Yeah.
We have a service to offer, and we see that you are trying to do that yourself, and we're trying to offer our services to help you get that end goal, which is to get your home sold and get you to the next place in the least amount of time.
Yeah.
Give us a call and let's see how we can work together and get your house sold, or whatever it might be. If you have any questions about anything that we've talked about in our videos, feel free to reach out to us. And,
Yeah.
So our information is in the description box below.
Yeah.
Below. Thank you.
Have a great one, guys.